preparing some steamed sweet potato today. I have washed and cleaned this sweet potato. The heaviest one weigh around 160 grams and the lightest one weigh around 100 grams. So what I do is I am using an AMC 20 centimeter 3-liter pot. I pour in a cup of water. So I put in these sweet potatoes in the Softiera Insert and put it inside the pot. The benefit of using a Softiera Insert when we are cooking is that so that we do not have to use the traditional way of steaming sweet potatoes where we have a wok full of water and then we'll have to bring that to boil, and that's a waste of energy because that we simply do not need that big capacity of a wok full or a pot full of water. What we need is just a pot that is small enough and hence easier for our washing too. Just insert it into the pot with 1 cup of water in it. And what I do is to steam these potatoes, sweet potatoes, I'll cover it with our AMC Secuquick Lid, lock it, and turn our Navigenio to the A mode, which means automatic cooking. And I hooked up my my Audiotherm to cook on turbo for 6 minutes. Alright, for these sweet potatoes, which weigh around 160 grams, the heaviest one, which the thickness is about 1.5 inch, what I do is I set it to cook automatically on our AMC Navigenio on the turbo setting for about 6 minutes, and we shall have some very nice and soft sweet potatoes to serve later on. Alright, and when we cook it in the shortest time, can you see that it's on turbo setting 6 minutes? Alright, so when we set it to cook with the fastest time to steam these sweet potatoes, number one, we are able to get a very nice soft texture within just a simmering time of 6 minutes on turbo setting, and number two, we are able to retain as much nutrients as we can in the food ingredients when we cook it with the shortest time, but with an optimum or the correct temperature when we are steaming our sweet potatoes. We shall see how the sweet potato looks like later on. This process is taken care of automatically. So what the system does is to bring the pot to boil to the temperature suitable for cooking to retain much of the nutrients in food ingredients. And when time is up, this Audiotherm will beep like now, and that indicates that cooking process is over. So what we do is we just turn it off and turn off the Navigenio. And at this point, you can remove your Audiotherm. And when the pressure inside the pot has cooled down, you will be able to unlock the lid. As long as there is still pressure inside the pot, you will not be able to unlock. Alright, it is for safety reason, because at the moment what the temperature situation inside the pot is actually very high temperature. It is up to 120 degrees Celsius. So what we do is we can just wait for it to cool down before we open up the lid, and we shall check on the sweet potato in a while. In a situation when I want to remove the pot lid faster, what I do is I'll remove my pot away from the Navigenio, because what the Navigenio does is that it still has some residual heat, and if there is residual heat, the pot will cool down slower. This is 10 minutes later. If you observe the red indicator, it has retracted back to before the first window to this is anti-clockwise. Yeah, it will retract anti-clockwise, and when it retracts back to before this first window clockwise, we will be able to open up the lid, because that means there is no more pressure built up within our pot and it is safe for us to open up. If it is a temperature that is too high or pressure that is built up too high, we will not be able to open up this lid. Okay, so we are able to unlock it. That means it is safe for us to open up. Here we go. So here's our sweet potato. You can see that it is super nice in its color. It's very dark in color. Alright, so you'll be able to see this is the biggest piece, and if I cut it through, this is how soft it is now after bringing it to boil and simmer for just 6 minutes with our AMC Secuquick Lid. Just 6 minutes, and the beta-carotene retention in the sweet potato is very much intact, I would say, because we are cooking with the right temperature and in the shortest time possible to bring it to a soft texture without destroying much of the nutrients in our food ingredients. I hope you like this, and it's our family's favorite. It's good for breakfast or as a side dish.